Hello and welcome to another weekly teaching here at the Gospel Rescue Mission. We are interested and have a passion to end spiritual poverty in our community as well as physical poverty. We are on a mission to make things better. This morning I want to do a quick teaching out of Mark chapter 5. Mark chapter 5, consider this. It says, they went across the lake to the region of the Gerasenes. Pretty familiar story. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an evil spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain. For he had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills, he would cry out and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. He shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Swear to God that you won't torture me." For Jesus had said to him, "Come out of this man, you evil spirit." Then Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "My name is Legion," he replied, "for we are many." And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. A large herd of pigs was feeding on a nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, "Send us among the pigs. Allow us to go into them." He gave them permission, and the evil spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, about 2,000 in number, rushing down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. Those tending the pigs ran off and reported this in the town and the countryside, and the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave their region. It's a pretty familiar story, but there's some things that maybe we miss on a regular basis. First of all, this demon-possessed man had been living in the community, and they had done everything in their power to help him. They had chained him, they probably had conversations, and I'm sure that those chains and those conversations had a temporary impact, a temporary help. Now, that's a lot of times what we do with those in poverty. That's what we do with people who are hurting. Temporarily, we can try to fix them, put them in jail. We can throw fees and fines on them. We can bless them by taking care of their physical needs. We can do all that as a temporary thing. But what he really needed, what this man really needed, and what the people in our community really need is more of Jesus. They need more of him, not just through our actions, but also in our love and speaking the truth. This man apparently had invited these demons into his life. You don't just get them. They don't just come in willy-nilly. They're invited in, and whether it's officially, "Hey, Mr. Demon, come visit me," or just you're doing behaviors that draw them in. I don't want to get into the whole demon teaching too much, but think about drug addiction, alcohol addiction, any other kind of addiction out there. Think about how that impacts people and how they make their choices and how life goes on for them. And they invite those troubles and those challenges in, and society throws what they can at it. It doesn't work. It's short-term fix at best. And this man is still hurting, still wounded, still running out in the woods, crying in the wilderness, cutting himself with stones, it says, nearly suicidal. Kind of like the cutting that we see today, primarily in teenagers. But we got to look beyond that. Jesus comes in and does the healing. And that's what can happen. We can invite Jesus in. But what's interesting is that there's money to be lost. Jesus is calling out, "Hey, the pigs weren't supposed to be here anyway. This is Judea. This is Jerusalem. This is part of our culture, and you are violating that." And so it costs the community money to actually save this person and make him well. I think the same thing happens when we're trying to help other people today. That we look at the cost. So if we're going to revamp our justice system, which is my heart and passion this year, is to try to fix this, at least start talking about fixing the mess of our justice system out there. Well, how do we do the cost? It costs so much, and we've been doing it this way for all this time. How do we just change it? Well, the truth is, we are going to have to change it. It is not effective. It is not working. In fact, there's an incentive in the prisons right now that encourage them. They get paid by the person per the day. So it's in their best interest to keep people in the criminal mindset, to keep them thinking, "Oh, I need to be a criminal when I get out because it gets them right back in, and that they get more money out of that." So there's a money factor. So if we fix our justice system, there are people who are going to lose money. But I want to tell you the truth, long term, if we begin thinking long term, we're going to start seeing some real blessing to our community. Less crime means we have to pay less police officers. We start to build a community where it's safer and more people are willing to work, keep their houses clean. So there's a lot of definite benefits to all this, and not to mention our society being a better society because we are actually helping people versus incentivizing crime. And that's just one area. As we look at addiction and other things, we're in this enablement mindset, trying to fix it through human terms. All that is going to be a short-term fix at best. We need to turn it over to Jesus and let Him do the fixing, and we're going to see some amazing things. So again, this is Rich Schaus with the Gospel Rescue Mission here in Muskogee, Oklahoma with our weekly teaching. Hope that you enjoyed it. Share this with friends. We need to get involved in changing our community. The church has had their head in the sand for too long. It is time for us to rise up, my friends, and let's have an impact on our community.